Hey guys, Bushcraft family here again today. Red Shirt Friday. Remember, everyone deployed. Always got to keep that in mind. Um, First of all, I want to say, Oklahoma, please take your win back. It's up in Ohio. It needs to go back to your neck of woods. Man, it has been blowing like crazy. But as you know, I went ahead and did some tips for YouTube and stuff this week. Every once in a while, I feel it's good to try to give back to the community and the people who support me, which are a lot of them are small YouTubers. So if I can help them out any little bit, I'm not saying I'm a big YouTuber or anything like that, but I do have some experience in the YouTube industry. Like said before in a few of my videos, I did have a gaming channel that was over 86,000 subscribers, and I did that in less than 2 months. Too bad I can't do it again, but yeah, it's just you gotta find that niche in there for gaming, that is, to get in. If not, then it's a real struggle. But let's get to the subject at hand. Um, I've been seeing a lot of stuff going on about our food shortage, and all of a sudden, a lot of these companies, since they were talking about this food shortage, they're now wanting to switch over to something that will be more sustainable. And I'm starting to think, um, why? Why all of a sudden? And they said it was because of the food shortage, um, which I wouldn't say it was so much of a food shortage as the infrastructure that controls the getting the food out there and stuff like that. Um, like dairy farmers having to dump out all their milk and stuff because they go to the place where they sell their milk, and those people are not receiving anything because they're backed up or something like that. Um, there's many stories on that. I've done it myself. A few stories about it, but um, there are some out there think that a lot of this has been staged. Um, I'm not going to go because I don't have no proof. I, I I did research about it, and there's some few things that are real fishy and stuff, but I don't have 100% proof of what really is going on. But then I've done some digging about our food companies that are out there, and I've noticed that they're switching up a bit. Um, everybody knows that they have possible burgers and all that stuff. Well, there is a trend going on now all of a sudden, and well, let's go ahead and switch over here. Let's make sure it switches. Um, and as you can see with the title, how the C word. um, Now, I'm trying to choose my words because it's getting bad on YouTube to where you can't hardly speak out about stuff at all. So you have to kind of go with my expressions and where my mouse is and stuff. Like these words right here are bad words, so I can't really say anything about them. So you just have to read between the lines, more or less. um, how this and this has changed in investing in food. Leaders and well, basically, what they're talking about is They're not putting their money back into the meat. I know most of the companies are owned by China now, but they're starting to switch that up. And I've already done videos about the fake meat, the lab meat, and whatnot. Um, since this has happened, uh, before this, before say 2019, they were talking about this lab meat, synthetic meat and whatnot, would never be approved for another 10 to 20 years. Now we're going to be seeing it by the end of this year, approved in America. It's already approved all over Asia and stuff like that. It started with chicken strips, and it's going all over the place. Um, Basically, what they're saying is like, again, like places like Tyson are venturing into the next big thing, which is plant based and that synthetic, um, lab meat, basically. Um, so we you sit there and think about what's going on with the food shortages, and all of a sudden, all these companies are not trying to improve how they get their food out to us. They're sticking a bunch of money in the new food, the new proteins, basically. Um, we'll go on down the line here. Um, Here we got 3.1 billion invested in alternate proteins in 2020. That is a lot of money. Um, um, this is the Good Food Institute. This is more than half of the 5.9 billion invested in this sector in the last decade, three times more than 2019. And it goes on to say that they're wanting to do away with meat, eggs, and dairy. They're wanting to get um, a new product out there and to do away with all that other stuff. And that, I mean, and they're already saying that. Let's go right over here. 7 in 10 U.S. consumers would swap cell-based chicken for traditional meat. Um, when I did a story about, or a video on it, I don't know why I keep saying story. It's the same thing, but whenever I did videos about this, I didn't see 10 people out of I didn't see anybody say they would want to eat this meat over real meat. And how can they say 7 out of 10? Where are they getting this from? Is it are they going to California where there's a lot of vegans? I have nothing wrong with vegans because I try to every at least once a week try to eat to where I'm just eating really healthy and whatnot. And I'll do a nothing but a vegan night. I'll just eat vegetables and stuff, and it's good for you. But um, I'm not ready to give up meat. I'm sorry. It's just not in me. And where did they? That's why I said they must have went to a vegan grocery store and said, "Will you give up? Would you rather eat this than this?" And that's where they got their numbers. I don't know. It's just it it I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, nearly 7 in 10 U.S. consumers would be willing to substitute cell-based chicken for animal-based meat. According to a survey of 2,522 consumers done by a leading management consultant firm. Um, and that's by Eat Just. And that's the main culprit in the cell based stuff there. So you sit there and think of all this money that they're sticking in. Here's another one. Eat Just gets 200 million investment. That means $200 million that people are invested in that company. Uh, and you'll see down here. I'm not saying this because that's a no-no. Also, um, one of the investors are the co-founder of basically operating system that you're probably watching on a computer right now. And I've had a video of said guy that it's been I believe it's been taken down or demonetized. I talk about said person, uh, Mr. Swinging Gate guy. I don't know. Read between the lines, guys. Basically, the guy that owns this company right here, right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Trying to circle it, but basically, um, I did a video of robots and stuff, and he owns more farmland than anybody, bar none. And it's just not United States. He he owns a ton of land in Canada, ton of land in Mexico. Um, Over in Europe, he owns tons of land all over. And like in Mexico, he is there's a company down there, his company, that are making robots on a strawberry farm, and they clear hundreds of acres, and they farm this land and get strawberries, and it's just robots. There's one man that does maintenance on the bots, and that's where things are going. And the more that they can get them plants out, and sorry, the lights are flickering. I think the wind's starting to hit some power lines. But um, I thought that was going to be a big video on my channel, but it barely got views, and I think the majority of that was probably because of YouTube. You don't talk against this guy over here. But yeah, you sit there and think of this. Um, that's a lot of money. $3.1 billion into replacing meat. Now, I have no issues in plant-based food. Um, Plants are good, but I have issues with replacing my meat with something that was made in a beaker. Now, this, going back to the food shortages, um, now there are some, I get a lot of hate on this. There are some, there's no such thing as food shortages. Look, the government says there's no shortages. Uh, there are shortages. Um, some stores you may not see it, but um, I get a lot of people that comment on my videos saying, "Yeah, so and so store is empty." They went to try to get a certain product and it was gone. Um, It's like that all over, except for the big major cities. And it's all about, like, if you have 200 people over at this grocery store that go once a week, and then you have 25,000 over here, they're going to put their food over here in that 25,000 market over there, and kind of forget about these guys over here. So yes, that's how there's shortages. But what I what I was getting at, the whole thing about this video is, was this planned, or was it like, hey, we're already way far behind, let's not send aid to get this infrastructure of our food fixed? Because there's been a lot of farmers and the meat markets and stuff, where they are not meat markets, but the meat producers, just waiting to get product to where it's supposed to go, and there was nothing done. It stood still for so long before it got moving again. And like I said, some think that it was meant to happen that way. It's the government's wanting to switch over to this cell based and plant based food, to get rid of big market meat, basically. But I just wanted to get that out there. Maybe it's something to think about, guys. If you know stories about this or anything, please email me about it. My email's down at the bottom of every video. It's on my about page and stuff like that. Um, I'm always up for a good read and stuff like that, and I'll go and investigate it myself. That's why I said, um, for YouTubers, don't take YouTubers for their word. If if you think, oh, they got a point and stuff, go look it up for yourself. Do your own research. Um, you learn so much more that way. Um, there's other people that I watch, and some of them, I'm not saying they're 100% true, but I'll still go investigate it myself. That's interesting. Let me see what I can find, and that's how I go about it. But like I said, I've been sitting on this story all week. I've been wanting to get this out, but I wanted to get those other videos out too. So, um, hopefully this has waken a few of you guys up a little bit, thinking, if they're putting that much money into something like this. And I'll leave a link to the story right here. Talks about, um, the the C word. Since that came about, they're wanting to switch over because of of what happened during the start of this, when there was so many shutdowns and stuff, and then we ran out of food. Well, the story goes to how much money that they're putting into getting off of our produce, or our meat, basically. Um, Now, I'm not saying that come a couple years you won't see cows in fields and stuff like that, but who knows? I mean, stranger things have happened. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. I didn't want to go too long, but I just wanted to try to get you guys' thoughts on this, and it's something to think about. Until, please like, share, comment, all that stuff. And if you're not subscribed, please do so. Like I always say, if you hit that subscribe button, drop down, leave a comment, say hi or something like that. That way it locks it in place. Because a lot of times I'll get a bunch of subs all of a sudden, and then I'll come back like 5 hours later, and whoosh, they're gone. And that's YouTube has bots that will, if you get a lot of subs, it'll go and check your channel out, and then if they're not interacting with your channel, whoop, they're gone. So that's a good way to do that. But anyways, guys, until next time, God bless.